All right, we live. Sorry.
Okay.
All right. The meeting will now come to order. Welcome to the November 5th, 2020 meeting of the Durham County Board of Equalization and Review. My name is David Smith and I'm the chair of the board. I would like to start by acknowledging that we are conducting this meeting using a remote electronic platform as permitted by Session Law 2020-3. The Board of Equalization and Review is a quasi-judicial board that is governed by the North Carolina General Statutes. The board conducts evidentiary hearings on appeals from appraised real and personal property valuations. Today's meeting will proceed much like an in-person meeting of the Board of Equalization and Review. On the screen, you will see the members of the Board of Equalization and Review. Additionally, tax staff and representatives from the county attorney's office may be present in the remote meeting. Appellants and their witnesses, if any, are required to register in advance and are also attending the remote meeting. When a case is called for its hearing, speakers will be prompted within the remote platform so their video can be seen. The chair will swear in applicants and witnesses at the beginning of each case. Staff will present each case and applicants will then provide their evidence. Control of the presentation and screen sharing will remain with the tax staff. Today's meeting is being broadcast live on the county's YouTube site, and a link to this broadcast is on the website for the Board of Equalization and Review. Before we begin the evidentiary hearing of today's agenda, I would like to provide some important information about steps taken to ensure that each party's due process rights are protected as we proceed in this remote platform. Each applicant on today's agenda was notified that this meeting would be conducted using a remote electronic platform. During registration, every applicant on today's agenda consented to the board conducting the evidentiary hearing using this remote platform. We will also confirm today at the start of each evidentiary hearing that the participants in the evidentiary hearing consent to the manner proceeding in this remote platform. If there is any objection to a matter proceeding in this remote platform, the case will be continued. Notice of today's meeting was provided by publishing notice in the newspaper and by mail to the applicant. The newspaper notices for today's meeting contain information on how the public can access the remote meeting as the meeting occurs. These notices also contain information about the registration requirement for the meeting, along with information about how to register. All individuals participating in today's evidentiary hearing were also required to submit a copy of any presentation, document, exhibit, or other material that they wish to submit at the evidentiary hearing prior to today's meeting. No new documents will be submitted during today's meeting. All decisions of this board are subject to appeal to the North Carolina Property Tax Commission. All right, well, let's proceed with the consent agenda. Those are items 1 through 64. Do I have a motion regarding the consent agenda? Jeanette, you need to turn your mute off.
Okay, there I am.
There you go. All right.
I make a motion we accept the consent agenda.
Do I have a second?
It's the second, Wendell.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, they carry. All right, let's move on. Let's see, what time is it? Is anybody here for the 10:30 hearings?
Hey,
I guess
Tony.
not yet. And we've still got another. Hello, Tony. How you doing? So I guess the first two people are not here. Is that correct? There's nobody in the waiting room?
No.
Nobody in the waiting room. Okay. All right. I guess we got 15 minutes. Tony, I've got a question for you. Well, for all of you, I've already asked Jeanette this. Do you all know anything about, oh shoot, what was the name of that? There's a development a friend of mine's looking into, Findle Farms. It's a brand new retirement community. Do you all know anything about it? I can't hear you, Tony. You got to turn your mute on.
Findle Farms?
Yes.
I've heard, I haven't been out there, but it's come up in some of my searches. I mean, it seems to be sort of the next, I guess, isn't it like a over 55 or active
Yeah.
kind of community? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's the Lennar Fendel Farms on
Right.
Lee's, right? Yeah, nice. It's a really nice problem. It's gonna be a really nice project. I've been out there and showed heavily last year. They've got a road. We had a case here last month where the property was near an access road that they're cutting through. So it's gonna increase the traffic definitely on Leesel Road, but it's across from the Epcon project they've done. So Fendel Farms with Lennar, it's gonna be a huge development.
Okay.
And it straddles Durham, Raleigh, easy to get to Brow Creek, 70. It's going to really be beneficial when the flyover from 147 to Miami Boulevard drops, or Highway 70 drops. So you can come right down 70, hit 85. So it's really strategically positioned.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll tell her that. Kenya, you were nodding. Do you know something about it? You got to turn your mute off.
Mute.
There
The
you
way
go.
Wendell's talking about it, I see it as being across the street from Carolina Arbors, one of the first 55 and older communities.
That's what I was thinking
Yeah.
about. That's right. Carolina
Yeah.
Arbors. That's it. Right. That's right. I apologize.
You
Yeah.
make it sound like it's going to compete with Carolina Arbors, which I don't think is a bad thing.
Okay. All right. Well, good. Well, I guess we'll take a 15-minute break since we'll give these people, that's when they're supposed to show up, is at 10:30. So we'll just come back in 15 minutes.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thanks.
Hey, for you all that are here, Specialist is back up.
Spatialist is back up.
Yes.
I haven't taken the new course yet to transition over. We got a transition coming from realist to something else. Jeanette, have you taken that course? Still muted. Can you hear me, Jeanette? You're still muted. Yeah, you're still muted. Okay, say it again.
Okay, it's they're on Paragon. It's real easy, and it's a whole lot like RPR.
Oh, it is.
Yes, it's got a lot of the same information. So yeah, I mean, I'm not sure you might probably learn a lot if you go take the class, but you can start using and pull it up what you need, for what you're needing for what it's replacing.
Okay.
But,
Yeah, I started doing the class and then realized it's pretty user friendly.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's really interesting.
It is. I like RPR. The problem I have, not problem, it's always the users, not the product. I didn't know how to get rid of my old searches. So when I went to run my comp data, the old search popped up and I'm like, why is it still here? So learn how to get that out of the way. I like RPR, but with all we're just data overload.
Oh, I know. It's like, what do you use? Where do you go?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I found myself using all three of them. And I just came off of a Zoom session with Tracy Casper, who's running for first vice president of NAR. And we tee up. I'm on her campaign. There's 14 of us. So we're asking her questions about what the commercial practitioners are going to get as a benefit from NAR. So they're actually on the call right now. She's in Idaho, so 14 of us from the far away as Hawaii, West Coast, Brooke Hunt from Texas. So we started at 8:30 Central Standard Time, and she has tomorrow we go live with her to ask questions from Elizabeth Mendenhall. And one of the issues is, what tools are commercial and residential practitioners going to be able to use with such a large amount of data being used for doing property valuations? And CoStar and LoopNet, I use CoStar and LoopNet, but I'm not paying $3,000, $5,000 a year to use CoStar